What is going on, everyone? Happy Sunday. It's Gio here from Fandom United Live. Cheers. Here's to hopefully an easy work week for all of you out there. And pretty interesting past week, I'll say that. I'll take a sip real quick. That is Heineken. I haven't had Heineken in a minute. But yeah, busy show today. It'll be a little bit shorter because it's just me riding solo today. But man, do we have interesting development happening. Okay, there's something brewing between AT&T and Discovery, if you haven't heard. Let me pull this up right now because this just came across my screen maybe a half hour ago. And let me show you guys right here. So it says AT&T to spin off HBO, other Warner Media assets, and a huge deal with Discovery. What went wrong? So basically, AT&T is trying to get rid of Warner Media. If you guys remember, they bought the company a couple years ago, and they've incurred a lot of debt in the years since. And now they just they're looking to combine Warner Media with something else to not only grow their subscribers on their streaming service, but to help with some of the debt that they have piled up. And I believe it's in the billions, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not going to go through the whole article here. You can read it. It's at the LA Times. But it starts off 3 years ago, AT&T marched into Hollywood with the big ambitions to be a 21st century media colossus, connecting its booming cell phone business with legendary media properties. HBO, the Warner Brothers Film and TV Studio, and Turner channels, including cable news juggernaut CNN. And then the article says right here, they got a mountain of debt right here that they picked up. But Discovery right here, which is the company that they're looking to merge with and create a new little sub company between AT&T and Discovery. Discovery owns HGTV, the Food Network, Animal Planet. I don't know if you guys watch those. I've seen some HGTV. I mean, there are a lot of adults in this in the U.S. who love their home shows. Property Brothers is a popular one. The Food Network, you got your diners, dives, and drive-ins. It's been a couple years, but I used to watch Iron Chef America and Animal Planet as well with their Shark Week and all that. The deal is expected to happen as early as Monday, and there's a chance it could still fall apart. But with this much reporting, this much buzz, I think something's going down this week. So why am I bringing this up on Fandom United? Well, because AT&T, own Warner Media for the time being, and that's DC. DC, outside of Zack Snyder's Justice League, hasn't really done much. They haven't really had that much success as compared to Marvel. You look at movies like Birds of Prey. You remember Birds of Prey with Harley Quinn? Yeah, that was a success, but it was nothing too, spectacular. And then you think about Wonder Woman 1984. Now, the first time I saw Wonder Woman 1984, I mean, I liked it a lot. But it's one of those movies that the more you watch it, every time you rewatch it, it gets less and less and less quality. So this deal looks like it could happen. We'll see what it means for DC. We'll see what it means for Warner Brothers. Remember, they pissed off a lot of people when they decided to put every Warner Brothers 2021 movie not only in theaters, but on a streaming service on the same day. So, granted, we were in a pandemic. You had to do something to make up some revenue. You couldn't just push the movies further and further, because remember, when these studios give $200 million, that's $200 million that they borrowed from another company. And so that interest builds up the more you push it. So that's why there's a lot of debt. The Warner Media is not exactly in the good hands right now. I mean, they let's just say that their ROI, return on investment, hasn't been exactly what they hoped it would be. So we'll see what happens. There's still a lot to dig in here. Stardrew, hello. Wonder Woman should have done 600, 800. Oh, I have no doubt. Coming off the first movie, it would have made money at the box office. Wonder Woman 1984 would have made money. Now, would people have gone back to repeat viewings to watch it? That's a different story. Word of mouth, how would the word of mouth have been? Okay. I think it's fine. It's not as great as the first movie, but that word of mouth spreads. Okay, that Rotten Tomatoes. Even though I don't like the aggregator site because it a lot of times people mistake it for what it is. Rotten Tomatoes is a big thing. The Rotten Tomatoes score for Wonder Woman is not very kind. So we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to bring that up because that's something that I keep my eye on. Okay, when I do these things. And as a shareholder, because I own stock in AT&T, and now I just bought some for Discovery, I have a little bit more of an investment on it than just what I watch on my free time. So, Stardew, thank you for being here. Jess, hi. Johnny, I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. And I said we were going to give some updates on the MTV Movie Awards. Look, the MTV Movie Awards aren't what they used to be, okay? Like they used to be the thing to watch before the internet really blew up, okay? I'm talking about like late 90s, early 2000s, maybe even into the 2010s a little bit. The MTV Movie Awards was, I mean, they weren't the Oscars. They weren't, the BAFTA awards or all these serious circuits. You watched it to have fun. And so I haven't really watched it that much in recent years, but I want to bring up some of the winners from the MTV Movie Awards because it is happening tonight. I believe it's almost wrapping up. And let's take a look and see how some of our favorite movies fared. And hopefully you guys can see it okay. Let me zoom in a little bit. Right here, I will refresh it one more time to see any new winners. This is from Discussing Film. And let's see here. Let's start from the top. Special recognition. The Generation Award went to Scarlett Johansson. They've only given this award out a couple of times. I mean, if you're going to give it to, I personally would have said give it to Angelina Jolie. No disrespect to Scarlett Johansson, but she still has a good 20 years of doing action movies if she wanted to. Is she really the generational, female action star? I mean, yeah, the Marvel movies for sure, but outside of that, she had that movie Lucy, which was okay, and Ghost in the Shell, which was actually pretty good, based off the Japanese anime Magna, I think it is. The Comedic Genius Award went to Sacha Baron Cohen. That guy toes the line, even in today's society, with comedy. And you gotta respect him for that, even if you may not like his comedy, because it's so hard to tell jokes these days without somebody getting offended. But Sacha Baron Cohen manages to do it and, get a lot of praise for it. And I think he's great. I honestly enjoy him. They haven't given out Best Movie yet. Same for Best Show. I think it's going to be Cobra Kai. You kidding me? Come on now. Maybe WandaVision. But Cobra Kai is the hot thing right now, okay? Like, I remember when it released on Netflix earlier this year, my sister and I, we binge watched the whole thing. We went through it. It was just like that. And it's a great show. Cobra Kai on Netflix. Check it out, please. Best performance, they haven't done that yet. Best performance in a show goes to Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch in WandaVision. She was absolutely fantastic, okay? We saw a different side of Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. This time she was a mother, and there was a lot of emotional weight to her character, very performance-driven. So definitely deserves that. Best Hero went to Free World, Anthony Mackie, for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a.k.a. Captain America. I like that. That's a great choice. Best Kiss, I don't care. Comedic performance, Leslie Jones Coming to America beat out Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso, and a couple others here. Leslie Jones was actually pretty good in Coming to America. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It's on Prime Video. She's good in that movie. Best villain, Catherine Hahn, Miss Agatha all along. And breakthrough performance, I have not seen Bridgerton. Best fight, this one hurts. Okay. Wanda versus Agatha in WandaVision was cool, but how the hell did that beat out Zack Snyder's Justice League? Come on now. When Superman showed up and beat the crap out of Steppenwolf, and then Flash ran back in time in slow motion to the sound of Junkie XL, like, come on. But it is what it is. Most frightened performance, I haven't seen any of these. Wow, she beat Victoria. I haven't seen that one, but she beat out Elizabeth Moss for The Invisible Man. Okay. Best duo went to The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. That is awesome. Musical performance. They haven't done that one yet. So it's still happening, but that's just a brief update for you guys. Johnny here. Excited for Cobra Kai. Hopefully Terry Silver comes back. You know what? People are saying the guy that what's his name? Reese, who he was on the phone with at the end. It's Terry Silver. So you could be right. Let's see. Stardew, Best Kiss. I remember when ScarJo and Sandra Bullock shared a Best Kiss. That was something. I think they'll give it to Chadwick. I don't know what the Academy Awards were thinking, but yeah, I think in this one, Chadwick takes it. Wanda and Agatha is a little short of a fight. Yeah, I mean, look, that's not to say the visuals weren't amazing, when they were, battling in the sky and whatnot, but you can't tell me that that's better than Steppenwolf taking on Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Cyborg. And like I said, Flash running in slow motion, man. That was something else. So I'll try to keep track of the MTV Movie Awards. Leave me a comment if you happen to know who wins, because I believe it's still going on. Excuse me. But let's move on. I want to quickly talk some Army of the Dead, because I saw the movie twice in theaters. And I want to just quickly share my thoughts, non-spoilers. Let me know if you've seen Army of the Dead in the chats. But spoiler, I really enjoyed Army of the Dead. Okay, I loved it. I can't wait to watch it again. I think Zack Snyder was definitely in his bag, going back to the zombie genre. Again, remember, he directed Dawn of the Dead, 2004's Dawn of the Dead, which I enjoyed that movie as well. But with this one, he, once again, takes the zombie genre, which some have said, the Walking Dead just pretty much ran the zombie genre into the ground. And he's made people excited about the genre again with Army of the Dead. First off, I loved the idea to make it a hybrid, a heist movie and a zombie movie. I thought that was really great. A great choice by Zack Snyder to do. And I want to bring this graphic up. Just some highlights of the movie, in my opinion. Again, if you've seen the movie, let me know. So let's talk about some of these characters. Dave Bautista on the top left. Let me just say this, okay? He really shows, and I haven't seen Blade Runner 2049 yet, but in this one, he shows his ability to do drama in this one. It's not just, Batista's a big guy with, some cool, catchy one-liners. This one, he really shows some dramatic chops. He has proven that he can be a leading man. And we're definitely going to talk some more Dave Bautista. I'll get to him. But to move on, This lady right here on the top center, Samantha Wynn, is a longtime collaborator of Zack Snyder's, and she was great in Army of the Dead. She had a lot of cool moments. There is one moment that she is pretty much guns blazing, and it took me back to like movies like Aliens with her character, the James Cameron sequel. And she was great. Tig Notaro, she is a comedian, a late addition, and she was really a standout for me. Again, late addition because she took over for Chris D'Elia, who is going through some tough legal trouble right now. But considering that she shot all of her scenes, again, the lady on your top right of your screen, she shot all of her scenes after filming had already wrapped. So she was pretty much acting around nobody, and she still delivered a pretty damn good performance. Going to the second row on your far left, this lady, her name is pronounced Nora Arneza Dare. I completely botched it, but she is great. I've never heard of her. She is not a name, but after this movie, I think she will be a name. She is so intense. She rolls her sleeves up. She ain't afraid to get her hands dirty. Absolutely great. Hold on, we have a comment here from Star Drew. No. But you can see the similarities, the inspiration of her character, with the headband and the gun from the Aliens sequel. Hi, Rachel. How are you? Thank you for being here. That's 3 in a row. Let's make it 4. But thank you for being here. And so let's continue. These two right here, these two gentlemen on the second row, Amari Hardwick and Matthias Schweighöfer, I love their back and forth banter on screen. These two, let's just say that they are pretty much scene stealers. Amari Hardwick and Matthias, they are both awesome. And on the last row, the zombie tiger. Let me just say this about the zombie tiger, okay? Do you remember the movie The Revenant with Leo DiCaprio and the bear? That's all I'll say. That's all I will say. You need to watch this movie. Of course, I put Zack Snyder because he was the co-writer, the producer, the director of photography, the one holding the camera, and the director. And his hands are all over this movie. And it's clear with this movie that, yes, he had a fun time making the DC movies, but with this one, he had the creative freedom to do what he wanted. Now, I do have some negatives with this movie, but we'll get to that on a spoiler discussion. And lastly, that bottom right image is the zombies. I'll say this. The zombies, yes, there are your typical zombies that move slow, like very Walking Dead-esque, where they just walk slow and don't have much movement to them. But then you have alpha zombies who are much like World War Z and 28 Days Later. And they're not only fast and strong, but they're intelligent too. So, yeah, the zombies are excellent. You guys check out Army of the Dead. I've seen it twice in theaters. If you're able to, if it's playing and if it's safe, check it out. Try and catch a screening before it hits Netflix next week, because it'll be one that you really want to see on the big screen, in my opinion. But that's my non-spoiler breakdown for Army of the Dead. Just some highlights. The movie is beautifully shot too. Like, look at this right here. Look at this shot of Las Vegas. This isn't a spoiler because this is in the trailer, but this is early on. And as you know, as you see in the trailer, Vegas is taken over by zombies. But it's shots like this that I was so happy to see on the big screen, because it's no surprise. Zack Snyder, say what you will about his movies, They are just beautiful, like beautiful. The cinematography is just incredible. And this was shot in Atlantic City. They couldn't shoot this in Vegas. So they went to Atlantic City and destroyed some old casinos from what I've read, from what I understand. So, yeah, even more impressive for a movie that only had $100 million budget. And again, when you see it on the big screen, or if you're not able to watch it on the biggest TV screen you can, you'll be pretty impressed with what he was able to pull off. So, hell of a year, Zack Snyder, 2 for 2. All right. So speaking of Dave Bautista, I'm on the Dave Bautista hype train right now, guys. I can't wait to see what he does next. Okay, obviously we saw him in Guardians, and we know what to expect when we see Dave Bautista in the Guardians movies, right? He's the comedic relief. Unfortunately, there's so much more to the Drax character in the comics, from what I've been told. But he is very ambitious of an actor, and I want to play a clip for you about Dave Bautista, just to kind of give you a sense of the kind of guy that he is. And also, he really wanted to tackle a couple of roles when offered one thing. So when he went to WB Warner Brothers, it was to meet for, I forget what it was. Instead, he pitched Bane. You remember Bane, Tom Hardy from The Dark Knight Rises? And then when he met with Universal, he was meeting for Fast 9, the upcoming Fast 9. But instead, he wanted to do something a little more ambitious, like a series known as Gears of War, which was a popular Xbox video game from the mid 2000s up until about maybe 5-6 years ago. Yeah. Here's Dave Bautista.
Pretense about it. So I had a chance to get a meeting at WB, and I walked in, and they were talking to me about this and that, and I said, "Hey, let's talk about Bane." That happened to me one other time in my career, and I had a meeting at Universal, and they wanted to talk to me about Fast and Furious, and I said, "I'm not interested. Let's talk about Marcus Phoenix." And
what's the reaction to that? Did they sort of go?
I think I think they were a little put off, but it's like, man, you get a shot. I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm not putting down anything else. I'm just saying, like, this is way more interesting to me. I don't want to, pretend like I'm actually interested in something I'm not when there's something I'm actually really excited about that you guys have under control. Like, would you consider me for that? I mean, I don't think there's any harm in that. I'm not trying to step on anybody else's toes or disrespect anybody else. I'm just saying, like, this is what I love, man. I'm seriously passionate about this. Like, I do a good job for you guys on this. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And so, but twice in my career that happened, and twice in my career it didn't pan out.
Not yet.
But I'd still, if I had given the opportunity again, I would just, I don't see any harm in chasing your dreams or being honest with someone and saying, man, this is what I really am passionate about. I'd love, if you guys would consider me for this, I'd really, I'd do this justice. I think when people are more personally invested, then it's just going to be a better product, Man,
you see, like I said, I'm on the Dave Bautista hype train right now, okay? You got to love seeing that from an actor, somebody who's, wanting more than just a paycheck to do a movie. Dave Bautista wants more. Now, again, I haven't seen Blade Runner 2049. I will. I promise I will. And the fact that he's also going to be in Dune, Denis Villeneuve's upcoming Dune this year, this guy is really campaigning for these type of roles that, allow him to not only grow as an actor, but to show other people what he's capable of, what he's already capable of. And with a movie like Gears of War, again, some of you in the chat might not be familiar with it, But Gears of War was a really, really popular game for Xbox. I mean, basically, it's a story that takes place on another planet where basically civilization is being taken over by these creatures known as the Horde. And basically, the humans fight back. And Dave Bautista is somebody who really wants to play the main character known as Marcus Phoenix in the games. So here's a photo of Dave Bautista doing promo for Gears of War, the latest one, Gears of War 5. And you can see right there, like, he totally looks the part. But not only that, when you see him in Army of the Dead, you're convinced, okay, he can do this. Because again, Army of the Dead is not just shoot 'em up, fun. There is some dramatic moments in Army of the Dead. And Dave Bautista made me a believer. So again, I can't wait to see what this guy does next. We'll get to what he was just announced for. But first, I want to give some updates. For those of you who are familiar with Gears of War, what's the latest on the movie? I mean, because we just got a Mortal Kombat movie, which I was hoping would be the movie that really broke the video game genre through, and to newer heights, but WB kind of, gutted that movie and brought it down to like an hour and 50-minute runtime with credits. I believe there's a better Mortal Kombat movie that's in a director's cut. But here's the latest on Gears of War. A gentleman by the name of F. Scott Frazier is writing the screenplay, and this is as of 2018. He's best known for a movie called Collide, which was with Nicholas Hoult, Felicity Jones, Anthony Hopkins, Ben Kingsley. So I don't know why I haven't heard of that movie, but that's quite a cast. And then, of course, Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage, which, I mean, let's just say I turned that movie off after about 20 minutes. Maybe I need to watch it and, give it a chance the whole way through. But the movie will apparently not be set in the game franchise. So that's a little bit of a stop sign for Dave Bautista if he wants to play a character like Marcus Phoenix, who is front and center on the graphic right there. And then lastly, this one gets me excited. Dylan Clark will produce. He's best known for the Apes movies, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and War for the Planet of the Apes. Those movies were great. But he's also produced Bird Box, which was a nice little movie on Netflix with Sandra Bullock. I enjoyed that one. And the upcoming Matt Reeves' The Batman. So Dylan Clark is a name you want on a project like Gears of War. And given what Dave Bautista has done, again, he took the meeting to pitch Gears of War, I believe back in 2018, maybe 2019. But since then, he's done Infinity War and Endgame. He was a part of those movies. It's nice to have on your resume. Blade Runner 2049, which apparently he got a lot of praise for. Army of the Dead, which proved that he could be a lead in an action movie and also produce dramatic, he can do drama. And then Dune, later this year, Denis Villeneuve's Dune. So maybe Dave Bautista, Universal is looking back and saying, hey, you wanted to do Gears of War. We've been impressed with what you've done. Let's make you the lead. We'll see. Okay, things change, things happen. Dave Bautista has proven himself. In fact, he's proven himself so much that he's going to be in the next Knives Out. So Netflix, in case you haven't heard, is going to produce and distribute Knives Out 2 and 3, the sequels from Rian Johnson. And boy, did they announce a cast this past week in Ensemble. Dave Bautista, top left. Janelle Monáe, top right, who I know from Hidden Figures, the movie about the ladies who helped NASA putting the first man on the moon, as well as Moonlight. Janelle Monáe's in there. Catherine Hahn, who we just saw from WandaVision. and Edward Norton, longtime actor, Oscar-nominated actor, still the best Bruce Banner in the MCU. These 4 are going to be in the next Knives Out movie. That's a hell of a cast. I really enjoyed the first one. You guys let me know your thoughts in the chat. What did you think of Knives Out? Chris Evans, Christopher Plummer, Anya de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis. I think that was my favorite movie of the year. That year, I think it was 2018, I think. But yeah, I mean, talk about already being excited for where it goes next, because the future movies will focus on Daniel Craig's Detective LeBlanc, I think his name is, and his investigations. So now you're going to have another ensemble, maybe another family. This is just assumptions right now. And another case for Daniel Craig to solve. But I kind of hope that, what's his name? From Get Out. He was just in Judas and the Black Messiah. And he's also in Atlanta. God, what's his name? Lakeith Stanfield. I hope he's in the movie as well, because I liked him and Daniel Craig working together in the first Knives Out. But hey, that's a hell of a casting right there for the Knives Out sequel. It's going to be very interesting. One of those whodunit type of movies, which is hard to do. It's going to be a challenge. Make no mistake. As excited as we are, it will be a challenge to live up to the first movie, or even outwit it, outsmart the first movie. But hey, if anybody can do it, it's Rian Johnson for sure. So let's get to some comments here. Let's see here. Let's go back. I missed quite a bit. Did I watch Spectre? Yeah, Dave Bautista was in Spectre. A little, again, I mean, he was kind of typecast for that role, you know, the big brute Spinks. I think his name is Mr. Spinks. But he was cool in that one, you know, kicking Daniel Craig's ass. Again, speaking of Daniel Craig, yep, Rachel, the Knives Out cast was for sure intriguing. Gears of War, yeah, I just downloaded Gears of War 5, which apparently you can play as Dave Bautista. You can play as Dave Bautista. He's a character. So I'm going to try that out later over a couple more beers. Yeah, Johnny, I'm with you. Knives Out 2. And again, it's on Netflix. Netflix said, we'll give you $500 million for the next 2. So you're getting more bang for your buck. You're not only getting Knives Out, you're getting Zack Snyder. You're getting an Army of the Dead prequel. An Army of the Dead prequel animated. So live action and animated. It's a great time to be a Netflix fan. Certainly more fun than being a Warner Brothers fan right now. Because, yeah. Let's see. The guy from Get Out. Yeah, Lakeith Stanfield. Yeah. Yeah, I hope he shows up in the second movie. Again, him and Daniel Craig solving the case. Like, I'm going to rewatch Knives Out. I own it, and I'm going to check it out because it's one of those movies that when you do watch it every now and then, like, you really enjoy it. Yeah, I'm still waiting for a Halo movie. Remember when they said Peter Jackson was going to do a Halo movie? This was back when I was right out of high school, 2008. And that never happened, but never say never. And yeah, you're damn right. I still like The Incredible Hulk. I'm going to do one podcast video where I talk about The Incredible Hulk and why I think it's amazing. That movie does not get enough love. And I think it's because The Incredible Hulk, the one with Edward Norton, where he fights the Abomination in Harlem, I think that one suffered a little bit because it came off of the first Iron Man movie. Had it come off of Iron Man 3, it probably would have done a lot better. But yeah, I love The Incredible Hulk. Can we do a Knives Out watch along here? Yeah, we can. In fact, I'm testing a new thing that I'm going to do where I'm going to do a reaction to the movie, but you're going to actually be able to see the movie as I'm watching. And I'm figuring out the exact techniques to not get it copyright or not get in trouble. But I'm seeing a lot of people do that on YouTube. And you better believe I'm going to get down on that, because I think it's cool to watch, me watch a movie and, without any kind of context. I mean, yeah, you could have a timer, but imagine if, like, excuse me, you could also watch along. In the works. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Get Chuck as well. Get Chuck in here. Yeah, looks like all of you would be down. Okay, we'll make that happen. We will make that happen. Absolutely. But okay. What else happened this week? Emily Blunt talked about Fantastic Four. Everybody wants to see these two play, Reed Richards and Sue Storm. I'm talking about John Krasinski to your left and Emily Blunt to your right. A real-life Hollywood power couple. I don't know why they don't get as much love. Everybody's on the Bennifer right now, Ben Affleck and J-Lo being together again. How about these two right here? Power couple in Hollywood. Anyways, the fans really want those two to play the two leads in Fantastic Four. In fact, Emily Blunt was recently asked about it, and she had this to say on the Howard Stern show. Check this out.
The big thing. Here's the big thing everyone wants to know. Is it true? I am a big fan of Fantastic Four. You've heard the rumors that you and John, what do you mean? Don't make a face. That you and John are going to be Reed Richards and his wife, Sue, in the Fantastic Four movie, which I think would be a great idea.
No, that is fan casting. That and no one has received a phone call. That is all. That's just people saying, "Wouldn't that be great?" And that's it. No one has received.
In a way, are you too good of an actress to really participate?
Say that.
Are you too good of an actress to really take that role seriously? In other words, maybe that's why you don't even react to this Black Widow thing, that you could have been the Black Widow in Iron Man, and that could have been your franchise, and blah, 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 blah. Because in a way, maybe the whole genre of superhero movies is beneath you.
It's not that it's beneath me. It's not that, because I love Iron Man. I wanted to work with Robert Downey Jr. It would have been amazing.
Yes.
But I don't know if superheroes are for me. They're not up my alley.
You don't like the superheroes, or is it that a lot of women I speak to,
I think
we're not into comics?
It's been exhausted. I think it's just that we are inundated. It's not only all the movies, it's the endless TV shows as well. And it's not to say that I would never want to play one. It would just have to be something so cool and like a really cool character, and then I'd be interested. But in general, I don't race to see superhero movies, and maybe because I feel they leave me feeling a bit cold. I can't explain it. I can't get in there.
Yikes. For somebody whose name is Emily Blunt, that was pretty blunt of her. But she left the door open at the end. She said, if the character was cool enough and the opportunity was good, the project, then it's a maybe. Who is one producer in Hollywood that can get almost anybody to take a role, even if they don't exactly, even if it's not exactly their thing, right? Think about Jake Gyllenhaal. I didn't see him, coming on board to play the Spider-Man villain. I mean, I thought that was a little bit above Jake Gyllenhaal. But it happened. And you know what? That Mysterio sequence in Spider-Man Far From Home, where he's hallucinating, seeing illusions, one of the best. One of the best. So, it's still possible. They haven't received a phone call yet because it's too damn early in the process, guys. The movie is teased, but there's no release date. They barely have a director right now for this project. And Spider-Man guy, John Watts, who I'm still him, but it's still a possibility, even though nothing's happened yet. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's see. I wonder if superheroes are a pain in the ass to film or maybe boring. Well, yeah. You ask Idris Elba for Thor: The Dark World. He just got done shooting one movie. Marvel said, "Hey, we need you." He showed up the next day, exhausted, tired, and he spent an entire day hanging on wires and doing all these stunts. And he described it as miserable. That was Thor: The Dark World. I mean, obviously that movie, out of all the Marvel movies, that one was just not good. She's being blunt. Yep, exactly. Bring up another Judge video game again and Spider-Man Far From Home. Bring up another Judge video again and Spider-Man Far From Home. Rephrase that. Type that again, Stardew, because I'm not getting it. Jake got that money, bro. Yeah. So hey, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with these two, and I think it happens. I think so. Right now, they're busy with The Quiet Place 2 and marketing and promoting that movie, but we'll see what happens. What else happened in Hollywood this past week? Oh, Secret Invasion. Okay, so the upcoming Disney Plus show starring Sam Jackson's Nick Fury and Ben Mendelsohn's General Talos, as well as Emilia Clarke in an undisclosed role, just found its directors. Now, as a refresher, Secret Invasion is about pretty much the Skrulls, the creatures you see on the top right of your screen. Their ability to take any form, any human, and what they do is they invade society and take on all these forms, and it becomes this whole secret invasion. But this show found its directors, and the directors are Thomas Bejuka and Ali Selim. Not many credits to their names. They're both writers, and the guy on your right did a documentary as well, some commercials. So Marvel getting some no names to direct their projects. It's worked out for them. They produced some great stuff with directors with very little work. They are ambitious choices, and because I haven't really commented, I haven't really seen their work, I can't really comment too much, except the fact that Marvel knows what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. So, hey, good for them. And this is interesting right here. Margot Robbie commented on Poison Ivy, and she said this past week. Let me take out the logo right here. Margot Robbie on the Poison Ivy character, the lady with the who can control the plants and toxins. Margot Robbie said, "Trust me, I chew their ear off about it all the time." When asked if there's been any discussions bringing Poison Ivy to the DCEU, they must be sick of hearing it, but I'm like, Poison Ivy, come on, let's do it. I'm very keen to see a Harley Poison Ivy relationship on screen. It'd be so fun. So I'll keep pestering them. Don't worry. So Margot Robbie wants to take the Harley Quinn character to the direction in the comics where her and Poison Ivy have a relationship, a lesbian relationship. And Warner Brothers is nodding their heads. They're like, okay, but I don't know if they want to go that route. That's not to say I'm not open to seeing it. If you've seen the Harley Quinn show on HBO Max, that made me go from not really interested to, okay, I wouldn't mind seeing that on the big screen, because the way that show, the Harley Quinn show, handles the relationship between Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, on top of the comedy, it's grade A stuff. Grade A stuff, man. Poison Ivy is good in the Gotham TV show. I haven't seen the Gotham TV show. I need to watch it. But I've seen a couple episodes, and then I kind of just, fell off. I'll say this, though. Margot Robbie had her way once with Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey, you can call the movie a success. You can call it a success, okay? It fared well with critics, and it did make money at the box office. It didn't explode the box office like Warner Bros. Hoped it would, given the star power of Margot Robbie. You could blame the movie itself, the word of mouth. The pandemic was starting to really take off, so there are a number of things you can blame. Just trying to be fair here. But if I'm Warner Brothers, regardless, look, Birds of Prey, again, it was a hit, but it wasn't a hit that you would expect from having Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn front and center. Remember, they had to change the name of the movie. It was called Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. And then they noticed that was terrible marketing idea, because nobody knows what Birds of Prey is. I mean, yeah, sure, you know it, I know it, but the general audiences, they're not. So they changed it to Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. It improved, but it didn't do what they wanted it to do. So if I'm Warner Brothers, I'm saying, look, Margot Robbie, I want you to be excited about playing Harley Quinn. You're our golden ticket. Maybe the best casting choice we've made, given what we know now, the circumstances, looking back on it in retrospect. It was so important for them to get Margot Robbie before she really took off. Wolf of Wall Street definitely put her on the map. But Harley Quinn, wow, she just A-list. So Warner Brothers should definitely keep her happy, keep her in the creative process. But I don't know about giving her full creative reins and control, okay? I wasn't the biggest Birds of Prey fan. I enjoyed it. It was fine. But I still want to see more of Harley Quinn and Joker. And that movie, Birds of Prey, was pretty much a middle finger to that Joker-Harley Quinn relationship. I mean, the movie starts, spoiler alert, the movie starts with her breaking up with the Joker, which is a thing in the comics, which is a thing. But it would have meant more had we seen the actual Mad Love, the actual Harley Quinn Joker dynamics. Imagine how much more powerful Birds of Prey would have been if we would have gotten a proper Joker Harley Quinn movie, a story. Say what you will about Suicide Squad 2016. The best parts of that movie were the Harley Quinn Joker relationship, the scenes. And even those were watered down and cut. But what we did see was enough to make us excited about Harley Quinn in the future. Obviously not excited enough because, like I said, Birds of Prey didn't really do what Warner Brothers wanted it to do in the box office. And again, you can blame a number of reasons. But yeah, nevertheless, it's just, in my opinion, as a fan, as a consumer, as a shareholder, let's not give Margot Robbie the full creative control of the direction of the character. Make her a vital part of the conversation, absolutely. But I don't want another Birds of Prey. At least not yet. Leave me your thoughts. What do you think, guys? What do you think about Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn, the direction? I would love to see Gotham City Sirens. You know, a movie with, I mean, Birds of Prey was a little bit like that. You know, David Ayer was working on a script for Gotham City Sirens before WB trashed that and said, "Hey, Margot, what do you want? Whatever you want, we're gonna give you." Which makes you wonder, why couldn't they do that for Henry Cavill's Superman? Hey, Henry, you're an awesome Superman. We love you. What do you want to do next? Yeah, so Robbie is definitely doing her part for the producers. Yeah, she is a producer. So again, like, you know, she's definitely a part of the creative process, the conversation. But I don't know. I just I wish people would push back a little bit on, you know, because the best kinds of creative collaborations are one where you can have people present ideas and push back on each other's ideas, play devil's advocate, not be afraid to say, I don't like this, or I don't think this works, or maybe this could be done a little bit differently, you know? That was the problem with George Lucas and his prequels, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. Everybody was just like, yes, Saya, George Lucas, whatever you want. You created this universe. You've done this and this and this. You are, if anybody knows Star Wars better than you, they're lying. And so it's never a bad thing to have some pushback. So what I would like to see from the Harley Quinn character next would be either a Mad Love with Joker and her, although that'd be kind of going, well, you could do it, you know, make it a flashback movie where it starts off her present day and then it flashes back and then it's an HBO Max series, 6 episodes, very WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier-esque, like 6 45-minute episodes of the Mad Love storyline. There you go. Who wouldn't want to see that? But yeah, so a couple more things, and then we'll wrap it up here. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me, Fandom United, Sunday evenings, 7:30 p.m. Tell your friends about it. I enjoy the conversations and different takes. Zack Snyder did this at a recent Army of the Dead screening this past Friday. He pulled out his phone and showed a photo of his Jon Stewart. Now, again, Warner Brothers said, Zack, we don't want you doing anything with the Green Lantern character with Jon Stewart. We don't want you doing anything. He's ours. We got plans for him, which we've yet to reveal, by the way. So Zack Snyder did that in front of a crowd of people going to watch his latest movie, Army of the Dead. And somebody did a kind of a fan art of that photo. And pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. And then there was this in my intro right here. I love this so much. I believe the artist's name is Trini, I think. But that's his fan art of Mr. Wayne T. Carr as Jon Stewart, Zack Snyder's Jon Stewart. How badass does that look, guys? Man, what an opportunity taken from a guy with very little to no acting credentials. Like, man, it still hurts. It still hurts. I hurt for the guy. But at this point, I don't see why Zack Snyder just doesn't put the Green Lantern scene on the internet. Again, the original scene was at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League. You see Ben Affleck talking to the Martian Manhunter. That was supposed to be Jon Stewart. and I believe another Green Lantern. But again, Warner Brothers said, nope, you can't do it. You can't. You have ruined these characters so much, Zack Snyder. You have ruined them so much that we don't want you in our universe, but we're going to take your Flash, your Wonder Woman, your Aquaman, your Superman, your Batman. We're going to take everything, but we don't want you, okay? Zack, put the Green Lantern scene online. Just leak it. Leak it right before DC Fandom. Take the thunder away from Warner Brothers, okay? Imagine if you did that the day before DC Fandom, or maybe the morning of DC Fandom. Holy crap. All of a sudden, all of the online blogs, chat rooms, everything are filled with not Warner Brothers and what they're doing with DC, but Zack Snyder and what could have been with his Green Lantern. Imagine that headache. Man, he wouldn't, but that would be cool. Yeah, Rachel, I agree. People are talented with fan art. It's just, it's crazy. I mean, just look at the detail of that right there. The artist has probably never met the guy. Maybe he has, but I don't think I'm pretty sure he hasn't. But look at that, man. Look at that. That's amazing. Whew. All right, last thing before I get out of here. Last thing before I let you guys go. Again, thank you for being here. James Gunn. He has a movie coming out called The Suicide Squad. Maybe you've heard of it. But he was asked on a fan Q&A, should we expect a lot of deaths in James Gunn's Suicide Squad? And he had this to say. Almost all of them are going to die. So that made me think of an idea. We're going to play a little game here, and I'm going to invite you guys to play along. The way that's going to be is there's a video I am going to show you guys, which pretty much it's the roll call of every Suicide Squad character. And if you want, you can jump in the chat and leave your thoughts on whether you think this person is going to die or not. And we will, I'll make it easy. I'll basically start the video. And between each character, I'll pause for a couple of seconds, and you can either drop a dead emoji, or what can we do for the alive? How about a smiling face, or a thumbs up, something, as the character is going to live, okay? So if you want to try it out, feel free to tag along in the chat. And I'm going to start the video here in a couple seconds, and we'll go through it, and I'll share my thoughts as well. So let me pull up the video here. Hang on a second. I'm going to make sure I go off of the live chat, the YouTube chat, because the StreamYard chat only shows your comments after about a 10-second delay. So here we are. And basically, again, if you want to partake, I'm going to be saying who I think will die and who will live as we go through each character. But you can do just a dead emoji or a thumbs up. And so here we go. In 3, 2, 1. All right, who's the first character? Amanda Waller. I'm going to say thumbs up. There's no way you kill her. Yeah, I think she lives. Let's see if anybody is playing along in the chat. I'll give it a couple more seconds. All right, we'll go to the next one. Rick Flag. I think he lives. I'd be surprised if he was killed off. Okay, so we'll go to the next one in 3, 2, 1. Well, really? Hold on, wait. You guys think Rick Flag's gonna die? Really? Okay, interesting. Next one. Michael Rooker. I think you cast Michael Rooker to kill him off. I think Savant dies. I'm gonna say dead. Let's see. Anybody else think Michael Rooker is gonna die? Okay. We'll go to the next one. This character I've never heard of. That's the actor, Borg. He plays Javelin. He basically has javelins. I think Javelin dies. I think he might be cool at first, but I think Javelin dies. And next up, oh, there's no way. There's no way they kill this character. You're not going to kill Harley Quinn. Yeah, right. Not if Warner Brothers has something to say about it. I think Harley Quinn survives easily. Man, I got a feeling this guy's going to be a fun character, but I think he gets killed off as well. Polka Dot Man. All right, next. Ratcatcher 2. I think she gets killed off. Again, minor character, inconsequential. This one's going to hurt. I think he makes a sacrifice. I think Idris Elba makes a sacrifice. I think he dies. King Shark. I'm gonna pause for a second. King Shark. I think King Shark dies. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be emotional, but I think King Shark, we're gonna love him, or he's gonna die. Mongol, she dies. I think he dies. I think he dies after he betrays the squad. So I think the Thinker dies after he betrays the squad. I got a feeling he's going to betray the squad. I feel like she's going to survive. I don't know much about the character. I think she survives. Pete Davidson, I think he's going to die. I think he has one of the more funnier deaths. Pete Davidson, for sure. Oh, really? Thinker dies? Okay, yeah. Cool. We agree. Let's see. Shark is going to die. Shark gets ass beat but lives. All right. Got a couple more. Nathan Fillion. I think Nathan Fillion dies. Sorry, Starger. And Weasel. Weasel. I think Weasel survives. I got nothing to back that up, but I'm going to say he survives. Captain Boomerang. I think he bites the dust in this one. John Cena. Now, he has a Peacemaker show, but we don't know if it takes place after Suicide Squad or before. I think it takes place after, so I'm going to say he survives. Yeah, and that's it. Weasel lives. You think Boomerang dies? Peacemaker lives. Okay. Rachel, you think Peacemaker dies? Okay. So the Peacemaker series will be a prequel then. And maybe it ends with him getting captured and put into the Suicide Squad. Okay. All right. Well, that was fun. Thanks for doing that, guys. I appreciate it. Would have been nice if I had a co-host with me, but hey, nevertheless, you guys made it fun, and yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for joining me for Fandom United Live. Gio here. I appreciate your time, your subscriptions. A little bit shorter of an episode this week, but hopefully I will have Keith back next week, and I will make a note about Knives Out. We will definitely do a watch along here. I'll try and get some other people on board just to, make it a little bit of a watch party. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for being here. Rachel, thank you so much. I love Harley and Weasel walking in the sunset. Everyone else dies. Okay, we'll see. Johnny, appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Jess, I appreciate you being here. Star Drew, as always, thank you, man, for being here. Thank you, everyone watching on playback or watching live. I appreciate it so much. It means a lot. Go enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, whether you're watching MTV Movie Awards or Knives Out, whatever you're doing. And I'll catch you guys next week with another Fandom United Live. Again, that'll be at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. But until then, you guys be safe and have a great work week. I'll catch you guys later. Take care.